Good morning, beloved friends. Happy Thursday to you. I am coming at you with blonde hair. Oh my goodness. I can't believe that I went for it and just went blonde. But you know what? Why not? As my favorite YouTuber says, Mr. Kate, hashtag why not? Because you know what? You only, honestly, I know it's cliche to say this, but you only live once. And the things that you think that, like your heart desires to do something, and then you're like, no, well, what are people gonna think? What am I gonna, what if it sucks and it doesn't look good, or if it's not a good experience? You know what I'm learning? I'm learning that with every time that I step into the unknown, I step into an area that is not comfortable to me, I learn so incredibly much. Why on earth would I want to limit myself from learning because I'm afraid of failure or of a little bit of uncomfortable emotion such as pain or rejection or something else, right? We as human beings, our brains tell us if you do that, which is something that we've never done before, you're gonna die. That's what your brain will say. You're gonna die. People are gonna criticize you. People will reject you. You won't be liked. You will this, you will that, you will that. And you have to literally stop your brain and be like, no, I know. Okay, I hear you. Because I think if you say like, la, 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 and you don't really like pay attention to what your head is telling you, it's there to protect you, right? It's there to protect you from a tiger or a bear or something like that, right? We're not really being attacked by tigers or bears. Oh my. But our brains are still not caught up to the fact that you know what? Anything could happen at any point in time, right? But our brain will always tell you the worst case scenario because it's trying to save you from death. But are you really, if you think about it, you have no control. You have no control over your life. You have no control over that aspect. So if you have no control over when you're going to die, no control over when other people are going to die, no control over exterior circumstances, the only thing you have control over is you and the choices that you make and the choices that you don't make. And not making a choice is making a choice, just to be clear. I know sometimes I'm in that fence of like undecisiveness and I'm like, well, I didn't really pick this. Well, when you don't pick the one, you pick the other. So you are always choosing. We're always creating our futures. We're always creating our lives. So my question for you today is, what are you creating? Are you creating a life where you are learning and growing and being challenged to become the best version of you? Or are you being stagnant and afraid of all the opportunities that might come your way because you're afraid that you might not be able to be good enough or be able to handle it, or you're afraid of the success of it? Like what place are you at right now? That's my question for you today. I feel like it's important to not just talk about the makeup and the beauty and the style and the fashion and all that. I think it's so important to talk about the heart and the mind, because those two things need to be clicking well, for all this stuff, for the exterior part to even, I believe that when you are your best self in here and in here, it shows right here. It really does. I think and believe that when you are right with your soul, and not that I'm not saying, for example, if you are having a hard time and you're grieving and you're not happy, that's okay. I feel like for a long time I was trapped into thinking that only when I was happy was I okay. And I am now understanding that life is not about happiness. Life is about worshiping my God, knowing God deeper and deeper and deeper with each day, and knowing myself in Him deeper and deeper each day. Because when I do that, the pressure is off. The pressure to strive, the pressure to try really hard, the pressure to, or not even the pressure, but the guilt or the shame of past mistakes they weigh down our souls. And when you wake up in the morning and you know that you know that you know that God loved you so much that he gave his one and only son for you, literally, like he gave his son Jesus for you to come on this earth and to not live a life bound to fear or shame. He died so that you would be freed from that, so that you would wake up in the morning and say, God, thank you. I don't deserve it. I didn't earn it, but I'm gonna receive your love and your forgiveness. And in walking in that forgiveness, it is the most beautiful and freeing thing that I have personally ever felt in my whole life. Let me tell you something. I have done so much in my life to where I feel so much shame. And the enemy has a way of reminding me every single day that there's those little, like, he like tries to pull up those little skeletons and be like, remember this one? Remember that one? And if I'm not in my right mind and in my right heart in the morning as a child of God, saying, God, you died so that I could live today free of my past and expectant and excited for my future, because you are in my future and because we together can create a future that does not look like the rearview mirror. God can create a life for us that isn't, it might not be easy. I'm not sitting here telling you that God is going to create your life to where you have no pain, you have nothing. On this earth, he does guarantee us that we will have trouble. There's a verse in the Bible, and I will set it up here. There's a verse in the Bible that says that in this world, there will be trouble. And there's a little piece that I hadn't even thought about and I hadn't given much thought. And it says that in him, in Christ, in God, you will find your peace. But take heart, I have overcome the world. Like, that is so good. Like, God is telling us, you're going to have trouble. I am your peace. Nothing can take that away from you. Even when you're going through it, God is your peace. Even when you're going through it and you're going through incredibly painful moments, incredibly difficult circumstances, even when you're going through the thickest fog and the worst storms, Christ, God in heaven, still has your hand. It might not feel like it because you're hurting, but God is hurting with you. And that, my friend, that sets you free. When you know that somebody is hurting with you, somebody's walking that difficult road with you, that is freedom right there. It's freedom of peace, of knowing that no matter what comes your way, God is faithful to walk it out with you. He's not just saying, believe in me, and then I'm going to just leave you. And he's not even saying, even when you don't believe in me, I'm going to leave you. God never leaves you. I don't know what your faith journey is, friend. I don't know where you're at with the knowledge of God or believing in him or not believing in him. And I honor and respect wherever you are at, because I know I'm still on a journey. We're all on one. We're all on one, and we're all at different parts and different levels, and not that one is better than the other. I'm not better than you. You're not better than me. We're just different. We're in different parts of seasons. We're different parts of knowledge. We're in different parts of maturity. We're at different parts of growth. Like, we're just at different parts. I honor and respect your personal faith journey. But if you're watching this, something tells me that you are questioning, or not even questioning, but you want to hear more about God and you want to hear more about who he is. And I honor that and I praise that. And I'm so excited for that. Thank you for the opportunity to be able to speak into your life in this regard, because to me, this is the most important part of my life, is my faith in Jesus Christ. That is the most important thing, because everything else can change. Everything else can fall to crap. Everything else can just crumble, but God won't. God won't. And he's not going to leave us just on our own accord. He's going to be with us. Even if you don't believe in him, he believes in you, and he's going to pursue you. If you've already felt a little inkling of like, I don't know about this God, or I don't know this God, or I know him, but I feel far away from him, or whatever it is that you're feeling right now, or maybe even you're set dead on 100% that there is no God. Wherever you're at, again, I respect and honor that. I'm not going to try to change your mind into thinking like I do, because that would be ridiculous. You have a different life, and I've lived a different life. However, I do know God, and I do know my heart where it started. It started off as there cannot be a God, because I hurt so badly and because people have hurt me so badly. I cannot fathom there being a loving God. I went from that heart to a heart that craves waking up in the morning and feeling the presence of my Heavenly Father, because I know Him to be real for me because of what changes I have seen in myself. Like when you try to change yourself and you're like, okay, I'm gonna be really good this time, and I'm gonna be I'm gonna do it right, and then you try to like white knuckle doing something, and then it just like totally fails and backfires in your face. But then you try something you've never tried before, like saying, God, I don't know you and I don't know how to trust you, but give me a sign. And then all of a sudden things change and miracles happen, and your heart starts to thaw, and it starts to trust, and it starts to believe. That's been my journey. I don't know why I'm so emotional right now about this. I think it's just, being in my eyes, what is called an influencer nowadays, which to me, that term just seems so silly. It's like, influencer of what? I hope that if I am influencing your life in any way, that it is in a way that reflects the glory of God. And whatever weakness of mine that you see, because I know they're there, I hope that they even just reflect God's glory through me even more, because I'm definitely not a perfect person. I definitely have so much to learn and so much growth to be had, and I will never be done. I will always be a work in progress, but I know that, and I am okay with that now. I don't presume to know it all. I don't presume to have it all together. I definitely don't. And it's in those moments when you're having a rough time that you question the goodness of God. You want to get into these little fits of like, well, I did everything right. Why aren't things working out my way? And I just keep getting this huge reminder that sometimes you don't get to have it the way you planned it, because it's not the best for everybody, and it's not just about you. I have to say that to myself, Libier, it's not about you. This life is not about you. This life is about pointing others to God. And if that means that you don't get what you want, then so be it. If a life is saved because you didn't get what you wanted, Libier, then your life has mattered. So anyway, all this to say, I love you guys. Have a great week. Know that you are awesome, and you are beautiful, and you are worth the love of God, because He died to save you, and to have you know that you are precious in His sight. I love you.